one, but I'm upset that Carol Baskins didn't feed Liv to the Tigers.
That's what I was gonna say. Natalia, her cat ears remind me of Carol Baskins. Now every cat lady in the world's gonna remind me of Carol Baskins.
We made a lot of Tiger King jokes during this match.
Tiger King. Tiger King. Which wrestler reminds you most of Tiger King?
That's a good one.
Dolph? Edge?
I was about to say Dolph Ziggler, probably.
Dolph or Edge?
No, I was going to say Dolph Ziggler.
And
it's at least like a normal human being. Dolph Ziggler's a fucking character.
I did wish we could have saw Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan make an appearance somewhere on the card. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool.
That sucked. Alright, so let's get in the main card. We had a great match to start the night. We had Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, NXT Women's Champion. First time an NXT Championship was defended on the biggest stage of them all, Wrestlemania. And it didn't disappoint. I think this was actually the best match all weekend.
I would say this is definitely match of the night. It was definitely in contention for match of the weekend for sure.
I think this is my match of the night. Just one-on-one, pure wrestling, no gimmicks, no ladders, none of that stuff. I know last night we had the triple threat ladder match, which was awesome, and what was the other match we said was really good? Can't remember right now.
God,
there's a lot of wrestling.
I will think about it. Keep talking, I'll think about it.
Anyway, match of the night. It's got to be an all-time match in WrestleMania history, dude. It's going down in the history books of the greatest Mania matches of all time. It actually did remind me of Stone Cold Bret Hart 13. You said it didn't, but I think just the influence of them going after the leg and just going at it, it reminds me it's going up there. Greatest matches of all time. Stone Cold Bret at 13, Rock Hogan 18, Daniel Bryan at 30, Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler at 27, and Brock Lesnar and Roman at 34.
Yeah, I mean, bunch of just really good matches. Yeah, I mean, it was up there for sure. I agree. I think it was one of those, just like on a card where there were so many like unique stipulations to matches to keep people invested in the fact that there were no fans there. I think the fact that we had just a good old fashioned like wrestling match for an NXT Women's title that started the card, went I think a perfect amount of time, and told a great story, honestly. I think, starting out very early, it was, I think they kind of transitioned stories they wanted to tell midway through. But the initial story they were telling about Rhea Ripley just being outmatched by just a vastly superior veteran competitor in Charlotte Flair who just knew what was going on and was, just absolutely, had her, head in the game, so to speak, and was just, basically, Rhea was just overmatched. That's what I'll just leave it at. But I like the story that they were telling, was that it really just wasn't her time. And then as they continued on with the match, they kind of played up to the leg a little bit and transitioned that way. But I think that, just overall great, fantastic match. Up there in terms of best WrestleMania matches for me that I've seen, in the past 10 years, definitely.
I agree with the storytelling you were just saying. It wasn't... They told the story. It's not her time yet. She's still really young. She's only 23 years old. It's not her time yet, and I'm glad. I kind of want her to like earn the spot. I want her to get a rematch like next year. Stretch it out. Why not? Who cares? Stretch it out. Charlotte versus Rhea 2 next year WrestleMania. I don't think anyone's gonna really have a problem with it. She's there. I mean, you made her so. I've already built her up as so strong. I don't think there was anything taken away from it. I think at the most, it helps Charlotte, and it's going to help build up the NXT women's brand. So I'm a big fan of it.
I think the only thing that I would have changed was just having Rhea Ripley win and having Charlotte Flair put Rhea Ripley over. But I do like the story now. I think they're playing a long game now in this whole Charlotte versus Rhea story, because I think it's going to be that, about a year or two down the line, we're going to revisit this feud, and it's going to be Rhea coming back and being like, look, I wasn't ready then. Like, I'm ready now. And Charlotte's going to be like, you're still not ready. Like, all of this. And, like, you were too young back then or something, something along those lines. And so I'm interested to see where they take this from here.
Yeah. Other than that, it was really cool. I don't know if anyone who noticed this, but Rhea Ripley, she sported the Dragon Ball Z Vegeta little, what is it, the ring gear. The ring gear. She wore that very earlier in her career at some, we assume some Australian show where she just started her career and began. Some very small show. It was a really cool homage to that. Other than that, it was Charlotte's birthday. Good birthday present.
Yeah, it pays to be 34, I guess, and still look that good, so.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to say about it, that match?
Now let's move on to Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley.
Oh, man. So, Lashley. I miss Lashley with Leo Rush so much.
I'm waiting for Leo Rush to come back. I need him.
I know. I miss Leo Rush so much. I'm not a fan of what they've done with Aleister Black so far and the company. That's my whole takeaway.
He was just built up as like such a like. I'm not going to say an Undertaker-like character because he wasn't that. It was something entirely different than that. But like, he was just built up as something so cool in NXT and just so mysterious and dark. And you were like, you didn't know anything about it. Like, you really didn't. And I loved that about him. I was like, I don't know who this dude is, but he's a badass. And like, he like never says anything. He's just literally comes to the ring, black mask, puts his opponent on his back, like, you know. And so it's just kind of weird that they would change that because that's what made him so cool in NXT. And now in Raw, he still has a cool, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's still got a cool gimmick, but there's just like something missing now, you know? I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure how to fix it, but I don't know. That's my take on it.
I don't know how to fix it either. Other than that, I mean, the only two takeaways I had was, why the hell was Bobby Lashley wearing pants?
Okay, so I have a couple theories about this. You ready for them?
Sure.
By a couple, I mean two. One was that he got poison ivy all over his legs, okay? He didn't want to give it to Aleister Black, so he wore pants, all right? Or number two, he was embarrassed about his little chicken calves and decided to stop having everybody make fun of him, and so he wore pants.
Those are two okay ideas. I don't know. I can't believe we wore pants. Maybe Lana said something. Maybe Lana got in his head. And the only other thing I can say, Lana, you screwed the night for Lashley. This was Lashley's night, and you screwed it. Calling for the spear when it doesn't need to happen. This was her 28-3 Falcons moment. Awful coaching. She blew it. She said, you know what? Let's not give Marshawn Lynch the ball on the 1 yard line. Let's throw the ball, and let's get Bill Belichick's great defense a chance to intercept the ball. Lana, you're a bad Super Bowl coach. You're a bad Super Bowl coach, and I'm really disappointed. Anyway, you didn't bring this up. I'm glad you hit your prop bet.
Well, so I was about to bring that up. You were going to ask me if I had anything else, and I was going to say, yeah, I hit my prop bet, because the prop bet was that Aleister Black was only going to need one black mass to knock out Bobby Lashley, and I said, bet. So I definitely put money on that. Hit one black mass, 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley pinned. I won my money.
All right. Next match. Probably my favorite. After Edge and Randy Orton, it's my favorite feud. My favorite build-up of feuds. It's Otis versus Dolph. Otis, we had the big giveaway on Friday night. Otis sees on the Jumbotron. Sonya told Mandy Rose, she did all the text messages. She screwed everything up. She messed it up. Next thing we know, you know who's coming out with Dolph Ziggler to the ring? Wrestlemania? Sonya Deville. You know what I call her now? Sonya Sellout.
Sonya Sellout. What a sellout.
Why
is she accompanying Dolph Ziggler to the ring? Are they friends now? I don't understand.
I don't know. Sonya Deville replaced a hot blonde with another hot blonde. Sellout.
Sonya just wants hot blondes, and I can't. Sonya's the kind of person that would fall for the find local hot blondes in your area type thing, you know?
Freaking Sonya. I think if the hottest blonde of them all is Otis Dojovic, though.
Otis is a
Did I say his last name right?
Beautiful mountain of a man.
Did I say his last name right?
Dozovic, yeah.
Dozovic. Yeah. He doesn't have a last name anymore. We can't say it. We're not supposed to say it. No one has a last name anymore in WWE.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone from now just, Randy Orton is no longer Randy Orton. He's just Randy.
That was a good payout, though. I enjoyed the Otis match. I wanted more I wanted Otis just like destroy Dolph Ziggler though. I wish it was more a little hardcore where he could have like hit him with some chairs. Really gave him the boom. That's what I wanted.
I kind of liked it though. I felt like he didn't want all that. He just wanted it to be a good old fashioned fight where you just bare knuckle brawl, if you will.
It was nice. Then we got the Otis. Mandy came to the ring. She saved the night. Everyone's like, "Oh, so Sonya's coming out with Dolph? Where's Mandy? Where's Mandy?" Some people were wondering where Tucker was. We never saw Tucker. Makes you think. Maybe he's the hacker.
I'm going to be honest with you. My theory. I think I said it last night. If I didn't, I meant to, and I didn't say it. But I kind of thought that Tucker was the hacker the whole time. Kind of think so. Kind of think so.
Maybe. But we saw Mandy. She comes out. Mandy comes out. Otis just took a low blow in the ham bone from Dolph Ziggler. Mandy comes out. She slaps the hell out of Sonya. Sonya sell out. I'm sorry. Sonya sell out.
There you go.
Mandy gets in the ring, and then she low blows Dolph Ziggler. And then we see
his ham bone.
That's not a ham bone. That's a what's a small ham? What's a small ham?
Right in his show off.
Right in his show off. That's a good one actually. And then Mandy helped him out. Otis hits his big move. He hits the caterpillar. 1, 2, 3. We see the Romeo and Juliet moment. Otis gets the girl. Otis is taking Mandy to the Holiday Inn. It's a beautiful moment.
That's a WrestleMania moment for the ages. On par with, the great ones of our time. That's just on par with Stone Cold aligned himself with Mr. McMahon. All these. These are great ones. Otis and Mandy. Love it. Can't get enough of it.
Miss Elizabeth with Randy Savage.
That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't think of her name. That's where I was going for, and I couldn't think of Miss Elizabeth's name.
I know you were trying to go. You got my brain going. I had it.
All right. Well, that's why we're a good team here at TLP, because if one of us doesn't have it, the other one does.
I believe after Otis and Dolph, that's when Gronk won the 24/7 championship.
I believe so. I don't really remember.
I think so. I think we had a little pause. Gronk, I know it was because we're like, oh man, that was awesome. That was fantastic. I thought we were going to be able to bask in the moment for a little bit. Next thing I know, Gronk went to 24/7. I mean, that's all you really got to say. I'm disappointed Gronk didn't spike the championship. That should be his move. He just spikes the championship. It's not. Whatever. So then we come up. Main event caliber match. Last man standing. The best built feud in WWE in a long time, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say the build was phenomenal, obviously, for this match. So you alluded to it earlier, and I held my tongue when we were doing the intro, but the biggest problem I had with this match, don't get me wrong, phenomenal match, extremely good match. The one complaint I had was it was too long. I think it went a little long.
I disagree. I don't think it went long. I thought it was fine. Let them tell the story. They earned it. They're veterans. I didn't turn my head. I wasn't very upset with it. I kept watching the match. I was pumped with it. I know it's a long match. It's a long match. Didn't mind it. Only problem I had with it was the beginning of the match. Edge comes out first. Randy's music hits. Randy's nowhere to be seen. You know what Edge does? Just stares at the Titantron. Like, where could Randy Orton be? Edge, you're a veteran. You gotta know where Randy is. You get 1 point look back.
I'm over the whole, people having their music hit and them just being in the crowd somewhere and popping out. Come on, man. If you have someone's music hit and they don't immediately come out, you got to start looking around. All right. That you used to be able to get that one pulled over on you, but not anymore. People are wiser nowadays. You got social media, you got the internet, you got YouTube. You can look that shit up. You got the WWE Network. You can look at all these matches and see people doing this for days and miles around. You gotta be smarter than that, Edge. Come on.
He was dressed as the cameraman. Randy Orton comes out and hits the RKO. Randy the cameraman. It's an excellent porn cameraman name.
It is. I feel like he just needed a nice stash to go with it, and then he's basically every porn cameraman from the 80s living out in Los Angeles that's ever existed.
That'd be awesome if he took off a fake mustache.
Just put the camera down, you see him just whip the mustache off. You're like, oh my god.
That'd be funny if Ed just like staring at him, and then he just sees